everybody. I figured I'd just go ahead and go live over here. I know I'm a few minutes early, but this is a pretty low-key show over here, so I just kind of open the floor so that people can come in and take a look and ask me questions, things that I might not be able to get to on the other shows. I do teach not teach, but I am doing the Lemurian Birthsigns, the Lemurian astrology. And so I go over each week, I go over the birth signs and give an oracle card reading for each sign. I've just completed that for this week on the live stream that I just completed. But I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself for a while, and that's fine. Gives me the opportunity to... And I don't know if people like it whenever I just instantly hop over and I start to go live and things like this, or if I'm supposed to wait for the time that it says on the live stream. Check in. Hi, Annie Bear. Lovely to see you. Aw, enjoy your grandbaby. Tomorrow. Oh, wow. Gosh, that came up so fast. It's been a strange summer, you know. Oh, yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. The Ascension symptoms are just, whew, they're rough. And even whenever you're getting like the energy boost from it, it's like, oh great, now I've got insomnia, still not doing anything. And then whenever the downgrade or downloads hit, then it's like, oh, now I need to take a nap. Oh bless. First grade, I'm sure you'll do it, but take pictures. Her in her little outfit going to first grade. That'll be so sweet. Oh, yeah. I, can barely eat, tired, achy. Yep. I'm ticking all the boxes for all of it. And all I can say is lay down, definitely take a nap when you can. And it's just part of the process, since we're older and we were, go ahead and honor that. There's been a lot of crime coming up, a lot of strong emotions. So just allow it to flow. If you get the opportunity, cry as much as you can. Hi, Randy. I see you slipped in here. Missy. Yeah, and that's just it. I'm in my 50s. So, we were birthed into a carbon-based system. So the ones of us that were here, we really have to undergo a lot of compression and changes and all of these upgrades, activations and upgrades, and in order to go to a crystalline based body. So the youngins that are coming in, they'll already be birthed in with a crystalline body grid, so they'll be able to better adapt. So as the photons hit us, it's really it's changing us on an energetic level, and there is in our DNA pieces of our DNA that have been dormant for like 26,000 years. So that is what the photons are hitting and lighting up. So, yeah, same thing. Lots of meditations. A lot of feeling tired, feeling off. Bunch of meditations, the Hertz frequencies. Oh, that's what I'm going to speak to as well. Since this month is the month of peace, that is the essence for this month for Namu. Anything that is over 600 Hertz is the level for peace. So when you're looking for your frequency musics, you can just find a frequency music and just play that on the background. How cool. Yeah, this morning, I usually see light flashes, especially at night in my bedroom. But this morning's was the most glorious color of, it was like a blue, but it was like a purple blue. Oh, it was gorgeous. And they kept appearing in my room this morning. Um, what frequency? Anything that's 600 and above. I like the 639 myself, but that's a solfeggio frequency. But yeah, anything that's going to be 600 and above will allow you to go into that peace frequency. Oh yeah, and the skies. I know, right? I finally did like some of the some of the sky photos. You talk about useless. I'm standing out there with my phone and I'm trying to get the sun, through your hand. And then I'm trying to push the button on the camera with the other one. Oh my word. I think it took me something like 5 tries before I managed to get one photo. Oh well. First time for everything. And then the sun itself, I didn't even bother looking whenever I took the direct sunlight photo. I'm pretty sure I posted that on my community page. I am at peace. That's what was off. So you're not usually peaceful, are you, Randy? You can still have your high frequency and be at peace with that high frequency. Hi, Hypnicity. Yeah, I wanted to ask everybody, so I just went ahead and started this live. I just went ahead and launched into it. Do you want me to just schedule it and then click to go live on the schedule? Or is it okay if I just hit live and jump in? So I'm curious, Annie Bear, did you find it easy to hit the button and everything whenever you were doing your photos for the sunshine? Might just be because I got small hands or something. Good for you, Randy. Okay, cool. I didn't know if it was one of those imbalance things, and I like to stay on here for as long as people really want. I do have a show with Terry at Holding Your Space. She was hopped into the Oracle card read for the week, and so yeah. See, you've got large hands. Sometimes I have tiny hands, so sometimes that's a real problem for me. It's like, oh, if only it was a little bit bigger. I have like child hands. But yeah, I'm going to be over with Terry at Holding Your Space on Friday, and that will be at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I have no idea what we're talking about yet. Probably Lemurian astrology. Oddly enough, Randy, because it's like this, I think it's the energy of the collective. Yes and no. It's a little different because the energy that some of the weepy stuff I encountered, and I understand that, the 2D entities that have had their finger on the pulse this whole time. They've had 26,000 years of ruling and reigning, and we're all going into that photon belt of light. And so their world as they know it is crumbling and will be crumbling, and there's not anything that they can find about it. So it is some of that where you're picking up on the collective from that. But some of the other stuff, like I was telling Annie Bear earlier, the lights that come in for me, that they look like the ones that Sal Rods has captured on camera. And so they've been working on me since actively, I want to say 2018. Might have even started as early as 2016. But every single night, for a while, it got really exhausting too. Randy, says you did find the Lemurian symbols and meanings. Out of curiosity, is that from Hawaii or New Zealand? Or is this somebody that has channeled them for you? Good morning, Cosmic Blue Avian. And yeah, we're chitties, we're not feeding anymore. You got that right. That is the lesson for right now. Everybody's got to stick in their own lanes for now. Oh, you had a red light the other night, middle of the night. I've had all kinds of different colors. Some nights, some nights it's blue, some nights it's green, some nights it's purples, yellows. I've had some blinding white flashes that have come through. And at first I thought maybe it was some sort of a car or something, but the bedroom that I have is internal, and so there's no way for and that's just it. As you're waking up, it's one of those deals where you're logically trying to figure out where it's coming from. It's like, no, it's just not gonna work. It was in a book. Well, I think for myself, moo. Yeah, okay, I think I know the one you're talking about. Well, if it's something that you're drawn to, enjoy. I'm not a tattoo person myself, but what was it? Someone else, she didn't do the tattoos either, and I'm the same way because she said, I can't do tattoos because I have commitment issues. I'm like, oh, so true. As soon as I have it tattooed, I would probably begin to hate it. So, but some of the tattoos, especially like you'll see some of the ones from the Maori, and they're so interconnected with their land. I mean, they do the symbols and everything. They have very specific meanings to their connecting themselves to their ancestors and the land and everything. Yeah, hypnicity. It's the same thing for me. There are times because it's like you'll sense stuff that's in the earth and the undersea. I get you. It is unsettling because we came in and everything was all set in stone, literally, and it's like the stones are getting up and doing the electric boogaloo and they're just boogieing around all over the place. It's like, wait a minute. Oh, oops, wrong one. This one, waterfall, Pleiadian light language. And that's just it. I mean, the Pleiades is Matariki. And so I think a lot of the stuff from Lemuria is the Pleiadian language. Hi, Utica. I did the undoing and the doing, or actually did a harmonization over in the other live stream. If people would like, I can go ahead and just go ahead and do it again if that's something people would like in here. Cool. Sometimes it's calming, to have like the cosmic cousins coming in and going, yeah, this is going on and things are changing. And then other times it's like, I would rather be just a little, what were those called? Ewoks. I would rather be a little Ewok on my little planet. Yep, whoop. Don't mind me. Okay, I'll go ahead and do two. Well, the first one's going to be the harmonization. Tihe, hori, hora, mahakawatahi, it ingawa, to iri te oatawana, waiutapu, it ingawa, to finui, grani tau, waiutapu, it ingawa, to fire tamatua tama, waiutapu, tihe, hori, hora. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the undoing first, and then I'm going to do the doing. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Whew. Sorry, I'm just kind of floating out there with that energy. That's a pretty potent energy. So, am Am I still here? My computer just made a funny little blip. Hypnicity says Rascal is reverting to a mischievous puppy behavior. She's going on 16. Yeah, actually, that's pretty normal. They get like their second childhood, kind of like humans do. Yeah, the most physical contact that I've had have been, like I said, a few years back. They were attaching, for all the world, they felt like wings on my back. You're welcome, Utica. Yeah, you've got a lot of changes that are happening. Hi, Tammy Jackson. How you doing today? It's just kind of an anything and everything catch-all type discussions today. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Hi, Carl. Yep, this is my channel. Dolphins made me do it. Yeah, I try to keep the oracle read a little bit shorter. I love the chatting. I really do. I like being interactive with everybody for the oracle card read, but I try to keep it a little short so that the people that come for just the oracle card reading, um, they can kind of grab and go, sort of a deal. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, Utica, been eating a lot, sleeping a lot. Yeah, it goes in cycles. There's some days whenever I can't even face the idea of food. And then there's other days whenever it's like, get out of the way. The whole fridge is mine. Oh, for remote viewing. Sure, sure, sure. Oops, did it again. Jumped again. There we go. Yeah, one of the things you can do for the remote viewing is to just go into your meditation space. And when you're in the meditation space, you can pretend to go up and kind of levitate or float with your energy body to your own home. You can go to like a different room in your home and see what you can remote view in there. And then when you finish, just come right back to your meditation space. And when you ground, go ahead and get up, shake it out, and then go and check and see if what you saw in the other room, like see if people were coming and going, see if the TV's been left on or not. And then I think the main thing on the remote viewing is that you have something that you can get a version of a feedback from. And don't beat yourself up. Sometimes the stuff that you come back with, ideas, you'll see shapes, and they can be very abstract whenever you're first starting with the remote viewing. Wow, we got a lot of frugivores in the chat. Everybody's been eating light fruits. I've been eating a lot of almonds myself, which is pretty light. I do love almonds. I live by the ocean, so seafood is my gig. So a lot of times I'll do something that's like a crab rangoon omelet. So I have the eggs, and then I do local Dungeness crab and a little bit of cream cheese and a little bit of onion, green spring onion. Oh, it is very filling, very easy to digest at the same time. Wow. Hypnicity. I'm seeing things that occurred years ago, like watching a show I could have written the script for. Some of the stuff is like deja vu, where it feels like I've seen this before, but it's like deja vu. It's like, no, you haven't seen it, um, but it feels like you've already been there. Could have been a collapsed timeline. Randy, the universe said no seafood anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll eat yours. It's okay. It's all good. Energy upgrades, making me want more fruit and veggies and less meat. And see, that's, everybody needs to be following what their body is saying. So if you need to be a vegetarian or if you need more fruit right now, and it's pretty natural this time of year, the fruit is fresh. So you're going to be getting the most nutrition, and the veggies are going to be at their peak nutrition before we go into the winter cycle for those of us that are up here in the northern half. The pup eats meat and fish. Good for her. Yeah, I love seafood. But that's also because we have it right here. A lot of my Thanksgivings, once we moved out here to the Oregon coast, my seafoods just became whatever was coming straight from the ocean. So, and that was, that's the whole point of Thanksgiving. You're giving thanks for the harvest for what is local. Oh, wow. Well, Utica, it's not really a test. I mean, all of us is, we're on this ascension path, and so it's one foot in front of the other, and we follow our breadcrumbs as best as we can. Yeah, I'm an omnivore, although I've leaned towards carnivore, but most of my stuff is just I'm trying to support my body as I do um, like a one meal a day sort of a deal, which I gotta admit for myself, you usually can't tolerate that. But I've cut out the sugar a long time ago. I've only had sugar a couple of times a year just to do things like honoring Christmas or the holidays, things like that. Yeah, my body's resisting the sugar and the high salts. Well, and that's the thing too. I find because I've been on variations of like Atkins and things like that. Um, After a while, you'll find things like bell peppers will taste sweet if you've cut out the refined sugars. And it doesn't take very long, and all of a sudden, food that you didn't think of as sweet before, it suddenly begins tasting sweet. And it kind of takes the pressure off your body. But I leave it to everybody to follow their path because it's a work in progress. But sometimes what we find is as we go along, what we've eaten before is not necessarily going to be assisting our body as we take the next few steps. Like for example, some people may actually need to consider more protein, more meat, and I'm not talking like go down and grab a McDonald's burger. I'm talking about actually go find yourself a decent grass-fed beef patty or pasture-raised chicken or pasture-raised eggs. You're looking for as high a quality produce or food as you can, and see if that's something that you need. Also, high quality fats. Our society has been the Western societies have been really starved for fats, good quality fats, for quite a while. Yep, no GMOs, organic veggies, pasture raised meats. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Hi, Amanda Carroll. How you doing? We're just kind of kicking back, shooting the breeze here today. Kind of catching any and all different topics, different subjects. Right now, we're discussing foods, different foods that we're having. What's good for our bodies right now. Oh dear. Utica, diabetes since 13, but not able to resist eating sugar this last 5 days. I'm going to say for that, just simply try to eat that with protein if you can to try to balance the rebound on that sugar. And a little goes a long way. There was a lady's book that I read a long time ago. It was French Women Don't Get Fat. And she learned from the older ladies, her mother and a bunch of other older people. But they said that your savory is your taste buds, everything that you're going to get from whatever you're eating will actually be the first 3 bites. So you can close your eyes and just dive deep into that flavor, but that would only give you 3 bites of that sugar. You're wanting wind today. You might be able to beckon the wind with your hands, Annie Bear. Just indicate, a little bit of wind, a little bit of breeze. Hypnicity. Why does the US allow so much garbage in our grocery stores? Unfortunately, I think it's because we have been so naive, a little childlike, a little too trusting. So for us, it's one of those horrendous wake up calls whenever we start looking and it's like, we have the FDA. How come the FDA isn't protecting us? And then we start looking into our institutions and we discover that that's because people are being paid really big bucks to slip some industrial garbage into our food supplies. Gonna give that a try. Talk to Sister Wind. Ask that she not overdo it in her exuberance to show you that she listened. Annie Bear, do we need anything extra at this time? A vitamin? Again, I'm going to say it's going to be different for everybody. It's not really an overarching thing right now. All I can say is follow your intuition, listen to what your body wants. Sometimes you can do things like muscle testing. And, some days, what I do on that is I just simply ask my body a yes, no question. And some days, the broccoli will be supportive to you. Other days it'll be no, those eggs really aren't going to be supportive. So that might be helpful. Turmeric might be helpful. Mm-hmm. And that's just that you really do want to listen to what's going on with your body. I find for myself, if I close my eyes, I can listen to my body a lot clearer. And you can begin to ask your body yes, no questions that you already know the answer to. My favorite is just using your name. Close your eyes, use your name, say your name, and say a false name. And then feel what your body feels like saying the false name. And then say your name correctly, and then see what your body feels like with the correct name. And those are your yeses and nos. And then what you can do is close your eyes and just simply ask if the broccoli is going to work for you that day. Is this what I need? And then sometimes your body will actually answer back with ideas. You'll have it kind of pop up like a little image in your brain. Like this, the oatmeal this morning, eggs. I think oatmeal this morning. I eat eggs daily. You might need the oatmeal for something extra. There may be another nutrient that you're skipping out throughout your day, or it may be that your body is going to be doing something that day and it needs the extra carbs, or like I said, there may be an extra nutrient in that you're not going to be getting. Yeah, you absolutely need salt of some form. And I really like things like the Himalayan rock salts and the Celtic sea salts. Why am I so tired after the second meal of the day? It could just be that your body is needing to integrate and rest. This is for entertainment purposes only. So don't come swinging out of the rafters for me. But sometimes what you're eating can can need you to lay down and take a nap afterwards, because you'll see, like lions, if they eat, they'll need to lay down and rest after they've eaten as well. I mean, a few years back, my cycle was get up, do a whole bunch of yard work in the morning, and then I would eat my one meal a day, and then go lay down and take the nap. That was a big meal, and so I didn't fight it. I just went ahead and took my nap so that my body could digest. And then whenever I got up, I caught my second wind, and away it went. So, and our schedules change as much as you can, especially if you're older. Work with your body. If you're tired, go ahead and lay down and take a nap. Anytime that you're fighting it, a lot of times those are upgrades that have come in, and they need to integrate with your body. And I'll say it again, we're going from a carbon base to a crystalline base. We really do need to honor the fact we're going to feel exhausted. Oh, yeah. Bioengineered, definitely skip it. Most of that stuff is not healthy. I don't care what they say. It's the same thing as whenever they used to force the hormones through with the cattle for the dairy. That happened in the 90s, and I lived next to a dairy town. And even to this day, the FDA will scream that there's no way that the hormones that they pumped into those cattle was blah, blah, blah. I'm here to tell you, as a woman, if you give a cow hormones to make her have bigger boobies and to produce more milk, yes, that goes through into the women of the population, and you end up with bigger boobies. So eventually what happened was the consumers basically, we quit. It's like, okay, we're not drinking milk until you get that junk out of there, and I don't care what we put on the label. It's going to be, it's not going to happen. Sawdust is plant-based. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I became an avid reader whenever I started the Atkins diet back in the day. God bless Dr. Atkins. Lentils. I'm really on a kick for like sauerkraut. Trader Joe's sauerkraut. Oh my stars. That is some good fermented food there. It's all fresh, fresh, fresh. Wow, Annie Bear, walking 3 to 5 miles every day. It does help. That's wonderful. I sure hope so. The chemtrails have really been annoying. It's kind of cheesing me off, truthfully. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be the main thing with the food industry is that for the longest time, it came from the military industrial complex. And they were amazing. During World War II, everybody managed to get the food lines, meals ready to eat for the guys that were in battle. And then afterwards, they're sitting around with this amazing food chain. Look what we've done. And so they looked around and they're like, well, let's bring it to the home front. Let's start putting it in the grocery stores. And they did. And I mean, it was incredible. But it's just one of those deals where over time they began slipping things in there that really were not safe. And so it behooves us to stand up and go, no, that's not natural, especially in America. I mean, we end up with so much garbage in our food chain, and some people are happy eating that, good for them. But there's quite a lot of us that just, no. What's a good replacement for cow's milk? I drink almond and oat milk. Any other alternatives? Anybody have any ideas for this one? I tend to be a pure milk drinker myself, but I do know that some people's body chemistry doesn't work with regular milk. I know with almonds, if I remember correctly, it has high oxalates. So it's one of those deals where you kind of have to look at your oxalate levels as well. Yeah, oat milk does have a ton of sugar. I was shocked at that when I looked into it. I do like coconut, but coconut water and coconut milk are a little bit different. I know, right, Hypnicity? This is just it because we were told by our government, margarine was healthier. In the 70s, everybody was on that kick. And now that she's older, my mom has a severe allergy to corn. And let me tell you, they put corn in everything. I have a question about the name. The name of Matea of Earth in Native culture. We can have three names. Is that the same with Mother Earth? Um, I'm feeling into it. I'm hearing Matea is the pure name. It's the same thing as whenever she was known as Tara and she was known as Gaia. So that just it is her name as we are in Lemuria 5. If there are other names, I mean, you can call her anything you want. I mean, anytime that I'm doing shows, I'll feel into the collective to see what people use for the names. Sometimes they want to hear it as Mother Earth. Sometimes they still need to hear it as Gaia. But she is, at least for me, she's currently either Mother Earth or Planet Matea. Yeah, your body's going to reject some of the veggies. I wish. Yeah, the government knows everything. They wish. They know that they're shoving garbage into a whole bunch of places that it shouldn't be, and then they're sitting there like secret little naughty school children with a secret going, I hope that those people don't notice. It's ridiculous. Well, that makes good sense, as long as it's healthy for your body chemistry. See, and that's what I mean, when people are asking me for just like one diet specifically, it's not going to work because we're not cookie cutter. I mean, if you look at the East Indian, I think it's I am sorry, the Ayurvedic system. There's three different body types, and it's the same thing whenever you go into like the Chinese traditional medicine. There are different body types. So what's going to work for one person will not work for another body system. You get lucky, and sometimes you'll have foods that are neutral that everybody can eat, but it's just a matter of seeing what's going to be working for your body. Um, oh yeah, yeah. See, you start doing that, and you're in alignment, and yeah, you'll start seeing things. Yeah, you're already in Planet Matea. All of us are. Yes, yes. Kappa, Pitta, and Vata. And I always struggle with that name. It's the same as me trying to say Kirihi. I struggle with the R, so I end up usually saying a T instead of an R. But yeah, it's Kappa, Pitta, and Vata. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Room temperatures. Heating will destroy the probiotics. Wow. I hope not. Mine's living in the refrigerator. I appreciate the Amish on some levels. Yeah, yeah. There was a really bad ice storm a few years ago in the Midwest, and it wiped out a bunch of rural people's farms. And the Amish just picked up their tools, came in, and helped everybody. It was in that negative zero, and it was a really bad ice storm. But yeah, everybody just came in and started rebuilding barns and helping people get sorted until the electricity could be restored. Me too, Annie Bear. When I first heard Huna Flash say that we were in Lemuria 5, it was a big relief. And I'd already gotten something similar. I didn't have a name for it, but with my friends that come through in the night and the lights, um, I knew it was different from what we have been there before. Have we been here since the beginning? Yeah, actually, yeah. The whole part of Lemuria is this is ancient and new. This is simply the remembering. We're remembering what we've done before. We're remembering coming back again. Oh yeah, yeah. Decades ago, I saw what was Mother Earth in a cave as a young woman. You know, if you've got shamans anywhere in your tribe or medicine holders for your native for your tribe, you could even ask if there is a similar. Ask the grandmothers of your tribe if there is a similar. Um, what is it called? If there's a similar story to this, to see if they can fill you in with more information on that. Utica. Receiving the new light codes. For myself, what I do is I will be outside normally, and I'll see it looks like dazzling lights. Like if you were to look on like a lake or a pond, you can see that dazzling light source. Just the lights, the sun dazzling on a lake or something. That's what it looks like to me whenever I'm outside. It's not there every time, but there's like this pattern that comes in, and it looks like a light. And so what I'll do is I'll stop. I'll keep my eyes open as comfortably as I can. And then I just allow my eyes to absorb and my body to absorb the light. And then for the grounding, it's important to continue to do that as well. Make sure that you're drinking water as well. But the other thing that you can do, like Annie Bear, and then also I've got I posted a couple of photos of the sun as well. These sun photos, you can see the lights that are coming in, and you can just take your hands up and place them in front of the photos, and you can absorb the light codes from that. I'm going to warn you, when you do something like that, you may need to go lay down and take a nap. That's part of why we've been doing the napping. That's part of why suddenly we're either starving or we don't want to eat anything whatsoever. It's just part of the cycle as we're upgrading. Oh, okay. Well, have fun. Thanks for stopping by, Annie Bear. Oh yeah, the bananas in the fridge. I had to keep so much food in the fridge whenever I was living in the Midwest. Bread, oh, bread goes really scary. Organic farming. And I get it. They were trying to feed a larger and larger population. So things began to get more uniform because they were trying to bring things in on an industrial size. Um, and so the wisdom from organic farming really went the wayside. Yeah. Yep. Utica. That's exactly what happened. Out in the sun. Yep. And you didn't ground. And it's not even so much that. Also, if you're in the car, your car can generate EMFs, and that can sometimes make you tired as well. But just being in the sunshine that long right now, it's doing a lot of. We have a lot of photon energy that's coming in, and it's exciting our DNA, and it is causing us to change. Yeah, I don't. I really just don't use bread that much. I used to live on peanut butter and jelly sandwich when I was a kid, but the older I've gotten, it's like, man, yeah, there we go, 1111. There's an abundance number. Bing. Oh, you're still here. Okay, Annie Bear. No, I thought you were headed out for a reading with Danny Shea. Mana bread. Puppy does too. She doesn't like everything. Well, sounds good. Oh yeah, yeah, and it's kind of like with the organic farming. Oh, I forget who the fellow was, but basically it was a fellow that he was either a mayor over in New York or something like that. It was one of the city mayors, but he was convinced that people just needed to throw corn seeds on the ground and it would grow corn. And it's like, yep. Tell me you've never grown corn without telling me you've never grown corn. That sounds good. Peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and berries. Peanut butter and berries is amazing. Have you done the peanut butter and bananas? That was amazing. A little messy, but amazing. Yeah, the shungite. I've got different things that I use for the EMF, but shungite I've heard of that was really, really good for that. Peanut butter and chocolate spread. I heard somebody use peanut butter and Nutella. That's a whole lot of sugar for me. I had to uh go lay down after that. It's like, wow, that Nutella is a wee bit too much for me. Tectite's really nice. Hematite's nice. So is black obsidians. You wear two shungites. One of the things that you might try Utica is just sprouts. Those really give a bang for their buck. Usually you can find the seeds in the natural food store. You do have to do a lot of, you'll need to daily rinse those. And I mean, be careful with that because it can sometimes go to mold. But it's a fun way. The sprouts are a fun way to get some really good nutrition in your meals. Aw, lost one of your shungites. That's a sad. Ooh, I know, right? In France, the baguette, good butter, good chocolate, heaven. Will be. Chocolate spread, no nuts in it, just cocoa powder. Hmm, that sounds kind of good. Everybody's gonna get hungry here. That's your excuse for it. Well, and the dark chocolate, it contains magnesium as well. Yeah, see, French food has about 4 ingredients in it in most. And I know with the French, they are really super picky about the quality of their food. A lot of their stuff they won't can. They'll just use something that's right there as much as possible. Woo, that sounds good. Cocoa powder with plain yogurt and honey whips up like a chocolate mousse. Yeah, magnesium is really important. That's one of those that's really overlooked. The magnesium. Just kind of hanging out here. Seeing if anybody had any questions. Hmm. That sounds nice. That cleans you out, but at the same time, it's going to be giving yourself some of the polyphenols from that. Huda Flash is going to be headed to India. I do not know the dates, but I do know that Huna is going to be going up to Vancouver in Canada, and there will be a collection of elders from many of the different tribes up there, many of the different clans that he'll be speaking to. I'm not sure. I think it's one of those things where he's got it on his plate to do within the next 3 years, but I'm not sure that there's a specific date that he has set yet for that. I know that he's got New Zealand and Australia um, kind of penciled in as well. So my guess would be that he's going to try to do something in India at that time. There are some other Hunas that are, even though they cannot do the naming ceremony, there are Hunas that are in India. I've seen them on some of the previous videos with Huna Flash. And if you were to contact the audience, you could probably ask them, and they could give you, if there's any kind of a specific date. Yeah, you mentioned it in the right live. Contact the office. It should just be office at hoh.earth, and specifically ask them, let them know that you're in India. And you can also ask if you could be put in contact with the Hunas that are already on the ground in India. If I remember correctly, I think one of them did the Poata on the beach. And then after they had completed that, there were people that were locally cleaning up the beach, which is kind of nice. Some people enjoying toast. Toasty toast. I'm not a big toast eater myself, although I do love a good crunch. I usually get mine from nuts if I'm going to do that. Love walnuts. And Brazil nuts are really good too. Those are really high in selenium. Pumpkin seeds aren't a nut, obviously, but pumpkin seed's really good. Yeah, I would. Hmm. Yeah, just to be able to do the support. It's kind of like Annie Bear. I mean, she does a lot of when she's on her walks. She's doing her meditations as she's walking. She's also doing her ceremonies at the land, sky, water. Um, and even though they're not the specific Lemurian technologies, they're very similar. So there's a lot of stuff that you'll be getting intuitively. And I find with the Lemurian stuff, when you're ready for it, you feel really drawn to it if you're going to be doing the actual work for the human. Hypnicity, how do we best support peace on earth? I said this earlier. What you're going to want to do is go over um, onto YouTube, or if you have a tuning fork that is 600 hertz or above. 639 is one of my favorites, but go look for the frequency music. 639 hertz is one of the solfeggio musics, but you're looking for anything that is peace is at 600 hertz frequency or above. So constantly play that. Constantly have it running in the background so that that frequency is permeating your space and your body as much as possible. So because everything begins at the energetic level. So you're going to want to support it with the frequency work as much as possible, and then allow that energy to carry forward. The other thing that you can do too is to just walk away from fights. It takes two people to fight. If someone starts picking at you and starts starts a fight with you, and my way is the right way. Walk away. You don't have to engage with that. Oh boy. Sure. Let me see if I can get a hold of him. Is Jack's a dog, right? Okay. Oh my, Jack. Now, that was a heck of a release. Sorry for the yawn. A lot of times, if I'm doing energy work, energy will seek out the easiest conduit. So a lot of times, you'll see me do yawns, or sometimes snorts and sneezes and things like that. It's just that the energy finds an easier outlet for me than it does anywhere else. Wow, I don't know what he ate, but that was not good for his stomach. Blech. Dude, I'm gonna just see if I can get things moving along here for him. Better out than in. No, I don't think he can. I don't think he can chuck it back up. He might be able to, which is why he's doing the grass eating, of course. I think he just ate something he wasn't supposed to, which typical. I don't know what it is about guys. Ooh, that looks edible. Come on, it was a rock. What were you thinking? Let's see the GI moving here. There it goes. Okay, Amanda. There we go. It could have been the creek water. And the cruddy thing with the dog is that it takes nanoseconds for them. You might be looking elsewhere and they will duck and get something snatched out of the grass and swallowed before you even know it. But yeah, it could have been something in the creek water. Oh, okay. Goodbye, Cosmic Blue Avian. I'm probably going to be hopping off of here soon too. But thanks for stopping by. Wow, 4:30 in the morning. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be hopping off here soon. Thanks for stopping in and chatting today, everybody. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun this week. And I hope you all have a beautiful week. And I will be with Terry at Holding Your Space this Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks, everybody.